Selling beats online in theory sounds easy, but let's be real, building a solid income on BeatStars or Airbit or the other beat selling marketplaces can feel impossible. So today I'm sharing the one income stream that's made me the most money as a producer. Before we dive in, shout out to today's sponsor Fast Track, because their platform ties in perfectly with everything I'm about to show you. The income stream? Making custom beats. You get much larger upfront payments, create relationships with artists that leads to repeat business, and get paid for the music that you love making. But people won't just find you and hand you money. Most of my custom beat clients came from social media because they've seen my videos and already trust my work. So it's crucial that you have good social media presence in the music making, production, or artist niche. Post reels and videos regularly. These videos don't even have to be directly relating to the beats you make, but anything that shows off your skills as a producer and your personality. This builds trust and familiarity with your audience. Specifically, beat content can be really hard to market on social media anyway, so you're probably better off posting more educational tips, lifestyle content as a producer, or relatable content that builds up that trust. Incredibly good news for you. In my experience, getting customers who will pay for custom beats does not require you going viral. I genuinely think this is a much more accessible way to make money as a producer, rather than trying to break into the beat selling marketplaces, because that just relies on your YouTube type beats blowing up. Using keywords and titles and thumbnails, to me that just sounds a lot more boring than making content on social media, getting people invested and trusting you, and building a relationship with people, which leads to you getting paid for the music you make. Let me walk you through exactly how I handle the custom beat making process. When someone reaches out for a custom beat, the first thing I ask them is if they can give me some references. Think of it like a mood board when you're creating a brand logo or a design. Songs that are similar in style, in genre, in energy to what they want. That way I have a clear direction to follow. Production wise, when you've got these references and you know which direction you need to take it in, it's a lot like then making a type beat. But you obviously want to stick to the brief, otherwise it's not a custom beat. And keep your arrangement rough, because this is key when making custom beats. You have to be prepared to make changes. There will almost always be something that the artist wants tweaked, whether that's 8 more bars in the verse, or a totally different sound. In all these interactions, when you're dealing with these changes, it's hugely important that you are friendly, and most importantly, accommodating. They're paying you for something custom, unique, and made just for them. So make them feel heard. It's really important to keep them in the loop while you're working. Good communication skills builds trust and makes the whole process a lot smoother. Now, when you've made the beat, funny enough, this is where things can get tricky, logistically and security wise. A lot of you ask me, how do I stop people from stealing my beats? And with custom beats, that's harder because they are just files. But this is where Fast Track becomes really useful. You can upload your audio files and keep them in a secure place. But one hugely powerful feature is that you can put the files behind a paywall, meaning you can send the artist the link to the file in Fast Track. They can listen to it, but to download it, they need to pay for it. That way you're protected from people just downloading your beats without paying for them, and they're protected from paying before they've received anything. This is also going to be available on the Fast Track mobile app very soon. So they're much more likely to feel that they can buy it because they can trust the system. So turning to revisions and changes that artists request, when you're making revisions based on artist feedback, it can get messy. You might start overthinking things, I'm not good enough, the beat isn't good enough, or they're being too picky. Most of the time, those thoughts aren't even true. Here's what I do. Ask for really specific changes. If they say they want more layers and energy in the chorus, I could ask, what specific instruments do you want me to add? Being that specific makes the revision process a lot more efficient, because you're not constantly going back and forth trying to make changes that you think the artist is telling you to do, but you're not too sure. Asking them directly and getting them to give you specific direct information makes the whole thing a lot quicker and easier. And with Fast Track, it's even more easier. The artist can leave feedback at specific points in the track. They can comment right away when they hear something that they think needs to be changed. So there's zero confusion about what they mean and what part of the track they're talking about in the feedback that they're giving. One more issue that drives me nuts is version chaos. All these different beat versions flying around, not knowing which one's which, where you sent the last one, it's a mess. So I'd really recommend keeping organized, keeping each version of the track saved, and have everything in order. It might sound a bit dramatic, but I really mean it when I say it makes the whole custom beat process so much more enjoyable for you as a producer, because you're not getting stressed out about where each version is. you're not spending time on stuff you don't really want to spend time on. You can focus more on the music itself. Fast Track can also help with this aspect. It keeps every version in one place and orders each demo and version so you know which one's which. And if the artist changes their mind, maybe they've asked for a few different things to be changed, but they hear it and then they realize, actually, I like the previous version more, they can go back to that and purchase that one. So if you're struggling to sell type beats, you're trying to work through YouTube type beats and optimize the thumbnail and the keywords and the title, but it's just not really working, try shifting to custom work. Make content on social media, promote yourself as a producer. It's more personal, I think more profitable, and with tools like Fast Track, way easier to manage. If you found this helpful, drop a like and leave a comment below. That would help me out so much. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.